timeline of Elon Musk versus Kamala Harris's back and forth. This is freaking brutal. You have got to check this out.
Made no secret of his political allegiances in this year's election. The tech billionaire is not only donating huge sums of money to Donald Trump, but he's going out of his way to wage war on likely Democratic nominee Kamala Harris. Sky News All-Stars Caleb Bond, James McPherson and Annalise Nielsen take a look at the bizarre feud between Elon Musk and Kamala Harris. Elon Musk does not like Kamala Harris, and he's not even trying to hide it. The entrepreneur and owner of X refused to remove a Kamala Harris parody video from the social media site after demands from Gavin Newsom saying parody is legal in America. Musk also called Harris an extinctionist, according to Sky News All-Stars James McPherson and Liz Storer.
Speaking of Elon Musk, he has got a new label for Kamala Harris, one I'd never heard before. He's called her an extinctionist after a video resurfaced from last year where she talked about how climate anxiety was causing many young people to reconsider whether or not they would actually have children. Here's the video that's resurfaced. Have a listen.
I've heard young leaders talk with me about a term they've coined called climate anxiety. Right? Which is fear of the future and the unknown, of whether it makes sense for you to even think about having children.
I would argue that 99% of that anxiety comes from these news organizations and politicians who scream about climate change and how the world's going to end in 6 years. So those who believe all that stuff, obviously they're going to feel anxiety. That's what you've been pushing down their throats for years.
And said the natural extension of her philosophy would be a de facto Holocaust for all of humanity. It's a frightening thought to think the next president of the United States and the leader of the free world could be actively suggesting, you know, maybe you should think twice before having children because we may not be around that long anyway.
Well, it's very hypocritical of her to actually pretend like she's expressing concern about young people being that concerned and they're not having kids. She has before, and we've played the clip plenty of times on this show, talked about, when she's talking about the litany of measures that they're taking as a government to fight climate change, she's talked about reducing the population, saying that means we can breathe cleaner air, it's just a better world for everyone. She has literally said that is one of the measures that they are pursuing.
And of course, there's only one topic she loves more than population reduction because of climate change, and that's abortion, which is her favourite thing in the world.
So massive population reduction right there.
Sky News All-Star Caleb Bond doubled down on this, revealing Elon Musk called out Kamala Harris over a bald-faced lie about Donald Trump on X.
Well, funnily enough, Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, has been caught out engaging in misinformation and disinformation herself. She tweeted this: Donald Trump would ban abortion nationwide. President Joe Biden and I will do everything in our power to stop him and restore women's reproductive freedom. Let me repeat that. Donald Trump would ban abortion nationwide. Well, isn't it good that these days we have things like, I don't know, videos, and I'm not talking about cheap fakes or deep fakes, that we can go back to that prove these kind of statements wrong? Roll the tape.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different.
So that was April. Donald Trump saying that the states will make their own laws. And now Kamala Harris claims that he will institute a national ban on abortion.
Kamala knew that wasn't true from the get-go, but she just assumed that she could win over more voters by lying because she's banking on the fact that most of these people aren't going to fact check her. I swear, 90% of politicians are just devious. They would do this without thinking twice.
Things about the fact that she put it on X, formerly Twitter, Elon Musk's platform, is that these days, when someone puts misinformation or disinformation on X, you can actually go on and make a complaint, and they put a little addendum at the bottom of the tweet or the post or whatever it's called now that points out the actual truth. And Elon Musk himself harnessed this today. He said, when will politicians, or at least the intern who runs their account, which in most cases is probably true, if you check Joe Biden's Twitter account, my God, some of the stuff that's posted on there is just inane. Learn that lying, when will they learn that lying on this platform does not work anymore? I mean, it's just a bald-faced lie. On what basis would she try to claim that there is going to be a nationwide ban on abortion? He's literally never said it.
Elon Musk posts near daily warnings of Kamala Harris on X, warning voters not to support her. And he also warns about the illegal immigration crisis, claiming the Democrats are importing votes. Elon Musk also has a vendetta against the mainstream media as well as the Democratic spin machine, claiming they should mix up their propaganda more. This is way too obvious.
Some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
As weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
Super weird idea from J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's quite weird. They're just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
That stuff is weird. They come across weird, and then they start being weird. Yeah, they're weird.
Being a really weird.
He's such a weirdo.
Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate are weird. Deeply and profoundly weird.
They are weird.
These Republicans just being weird, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Republican weirdness goes even deeper.
He said a lot of things that are weird, a weird style that he brings, weird policies. Let's start with the weird thing, because it is a thing.
Just plain weird.
What was weird was his talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
You ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird to me, that an adult can go through 6.5 years of being in the public eye. If he has laughed, it's at someone, not with someone.
And Elon Musk.
Since when is it weird to promote family values? These are the same people who think it's okay for transgender story times to happen to kindergartners. I don't know, maybe the entire world is backwards and I'm weird, but how could they not see the hypocrisy in what they say? They can't even attack any policy issues. That's all they have to say? That's the insightful commentary you have to say? Oh yeah, he's weird. Are you kidding me? These are the people that are running our country?
Israel Benjamin Netanyahu's address in Congress last week, whilst VP Kamala Harris was MIA, reveals Sky News senior political reporter Trudy McIntosh.
His arrest warrant, he doesn't have to worry about that as much in America because they're not a signatory to that convention. Lots of Democrats decided not to attend, including Vice President Kamala Harris. As the head of the Senate, she could be there sitting behind him, instead choosing to be on the campaign trail. Others like now.
Give us the tools faster and we'll finish the job faster.
Proud today, Elon Musk, head of Tesla, was there sitting behind Netanyahu's wife Sarah, and we also spotted Australian businessman James Packer. He's a close friend of Netanyahu, and don't forget he's linked to that long-running so-called gifts affair. Netanyahu's been charged with fraud and breach of trust for accepting gifts worth nearly $300,000 from people including James Packer.
Elon Musk is doing more than just talking about how great Donald Trump is. He's putting his money where his mouth is and donating large sums to the Republican campaign, explains Sky News All-Star Annalise Nielsen.
One endorsement Donald Trump no longer has to court is that of Elon Musk. The owner of X, formerly Twitter, has pledged to donate to a super PAC that supports Donald Trump $45 million a month leading up to the election. So convinced is Elon Musk of the need for Donald Trump to come back that he's putting his own money out there for his election campaign.
And in another clear contrast with Kamala Harris, Elon Musk went viral this week for slamming doctors who prescribe puberty blockers after he claims he was tricked into giving consent for his son to transition, reveals Sky News All-Star Carolyn DeRusso.
Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk said that he was tricked into giving consent for his child to go on puberty blockers, adding that he believes the woke mind virus figuratively killed his son. This is what he had to say in an interview with Jordan Peterson.
So I was tricked into doing this, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. Anyway, and so I lost my son essentially. So they call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
all right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
This is at odds with Kamala Harris's undying support of trans people, even appearing on RuPaul's Drag Race to drum up support for her campaign.
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, right. Of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
God bless Elon Musk, donating $45 million a year to Donald Trump. And I think the only reason he's doing that is because he sees this as a battle between good and evil. Listen, I don't care if you're transgender or you want to do anything like that. Live your life. I'm not here to stop you, but I am here to stop you when it's pertaining to children and kids. This should not even be a thought in any kid's mind until they're at least 18 years old. And I just think that a lot of these people, they're perpetuating a depopulation agenda. Between having an abortion whenever the heck you want and sterilizing our youth, it seems like this is a hidden agenda from the elites. Because I can't see why on God's green earth you should be pushing these drugs on people who are as young as 10 years old. Don't involve the children. That's it. Oh my gosh. So Elon Musk, I truly do think this is a battle between good and evil. Because he's putting his money on the line. $45 million every single month until election day. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. I'd love to hear it. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.